It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
Hello, everybody. Let me talk into the mic like I'm a professional. Let's try again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 64 of Controversy and Chaos. We both look like we just got off the struggle bus. Like somebody dragged us off the bus. I'm so tired. Like, I don't know what it is, but I have been dead ass tired for like the last 2 weeks. I'm talking like zombie level tired. Like, just drag me. I don't want to go nowhere.
Like,
I just want to sleep.
Girl, I haven't even done my nails. I can't wait for vacation. Okay. I just cannot wait to go on vacation. We got about 4 weeks left till vacation. But getting there, I already know it's going to be a long road.
I'm jealous of you going on vacation. I want a tan so bad. I'm tired of looking like, what the fuck is this? And I think I'm sad. Maybe I'm vacation deprived.
Maybe.
I need to see some sun. I'm tired of it fucking raining in Atlanta. I'm sick of it. I'm over it.
Well, you have some trips coming up, don't you?
Yeah. Chicago. That's the main one. But that's not tropical.
Yeah, not at all.
That ain't the beach. That ain't gonna get me like golden brown. I'll catch a little tan because, the second the sun comes out consistently, once it hits like 80 degrees consistently, I'm a tan, but it's a different kind of tan,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A beach tan and an at-home tan is just like...
Not the same.
Give me the beach tan. I want to be damn near sunburned. Like, give me a different kind of tan. I don't want to be sunburned at home. That's not fun.
I'll be burning. Peeling, burning.
Yeah, so make sure you wear some damn sunscreen. Yeah. Like all over your body, everywhere. Mm-hmm. All the nooks and crannies need sunscreen. Whoever lied and told Black people that we didn't need to wear sunscreen, they should go to hell.
Yeah, like why was that even a thing?
Why is a lot of things a thing?
Good point.
And in my mind, it all goes back to the plantation. Everything can be traced to the plantation. Everything.
I mean, it normally does.
Like everything.
It normally actually does. Okay. Although my skin is going through it, that skin treatment did a little something for me. So we're going to see.
Don't see what it's going to do, what it's going to do. Speaking of plantations, though, I went to see Sinners and it was such a good movie. Like, I don't know how this movie was promoted or rolled out, or I don't know. I feel like maybe living under a rock. Like, if TikTok don't have an ad for it, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm a
YouTube girly. Because I'm a YouTube girly, I've been seeing a lot of interviews that Ryan Coogler, that's his name. Yeah, Ryan Coogler, he's been doing interviews and press everywhere. So that's how I even learned about the movie, but I have not seen it yet. So do tell, I don't care about no spoiler. And by
I'm not going to spoil it for you. One, mainly because I want you to see it. Like, you have to just watch it start to finish and I like that being that I didn't see any like real previews for it. The only thing that I kept seeing is like, I would see something quick pop across like TikTok and then it'd be Michael B. Jordan and then it was another one. And I was like, what in the Parent Trap is going on here? And I just like kept scrolling and I didn't like think anything of it, didn't look into it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When I actually watched the movie, I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. I went into it I had no clue about Nathan. I'm just in the movies. And granted, I went to the movies on a fucking Monday in the middle of the day. Should I have been working? Of course. Did I go to the movies anyway? Yes.
The hell?
Because I'm not going to be here this weekend. And it just came out. And during the week, there's just no other time. And then I found out what the hell happened to the damn matinee show. I'm like, what happened to the movie? No, girl. The earliest movie was 12 o'clock. I'm thinking, I could be like
a new movie or
no. I think after COVID, the movie theater said, forget the matinee.
Oh, wow.
Because I used to go to the movies with my dad all the time. We'd be in there 10:30 in the morning. Nobody in there. Just us. And you know what? The older that I get, I used to complain. I'm like, Daddy, why are we going to this early ass movie? But now, as an adult, I'm like, baby, give me the matinee. Mm-hmm. Where is the matinee? Because I want the rest of my day to myself. But when we went in there, all the senior citizens, they had their little dates. They was in the movies.
And guess what? They gonna watch the movie and they gonna be quiet.
Yes, they was quiet. So the one lady, she started praying at the end. Girl, okay. The Lord was her shepherd, and she got real loud with it. And I said, no, ma'am.
Was it demonic?
Black Christians think everything is demonic.
The sky could be demonic.
The sky could be yellow. They're like, I'd be like, all right now. But the movie was actually really, 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 really good. Like, it's one of those movies that you have to, it's going to make you think afterwards. It's going to make you go do your Googles and like research some things. Like, I wasn't aware. Well, this is, I guess it's a spoiler. Well, you've seen the cast probably. There's Asian people in it. So I was so confused as to how the Asian people was intertwining, but I didn't know that during that time in Mississippi, it's set in Mississippi, that there were Asian people. They were Chinese people. I didn't know. So it, like I said, it's Jim Crow. They weren't slaves, sharecroppers. That's what they called them.
Okay.
Then.
Okay. Got it.
It's more like kind of, I think maybe like Prohibition times. Like they're opening up like a little club.
Got it.
A juke joint, as they called it. So like that time period.
Okay.
After the Great Migration, it's after that. But still, the South is very much what you expect Mississippi to be. So, it's like that. I was, like I said, it's one of those things that's going to make you think about, I shut all my nose. It's going to make you think about it and have to do your Googles and your research. So now that I've seen it, I can like really get into my like, okay, let's really analyze this now that I've seen it. And I do understand when people are like, they're going to see it multiple times. I could very well see this being a movie you could watch multiple times and pick up something different because it's so, it's a lot of it is rooted in history of Black history, like African culture. Like you kind of have to break each piece down to understand everything that's going on. So I could see going to the movies multiple times to see it because you're going to pick up something different every single time that you go see it.
So this movie is for people who like to think. So if you are someone that watched the Super Bowl and was like, I want to be entertained, I don't want to think this, that, and third, then this movie probably not for them.
No, they could go and see it. It's very like historical, and if you want to look into it you can, but you can also just watch it and walk out of the theater like, damn, that was a good movie, and keep it pushing. But for the people who want to know like, oh, why is this way and what does this mean and what's the historical context, like why did he do it this way, I think it's one of those things that you can watch it and then watch lots of YouTube breakdowns, which I'm about to be deep in the rabbit hole, or you could go see it multiple times and just kind of connect your own dots. But it's definitely for those that want to think about it. The thoughts is gonna be,
so it's palatable enough for those who won't really dig too deep into it, but they'll still come out like, all right, I learned something, this is interesting, blah blah. But for those of us who are analyzers and deep thinkers, it gives us homework.
You're gonna get a lot more out of it.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more out of it.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm very, 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 very excited about it. The Warriors are out. They're out, and it's just like some things. Yeah, how do I word this? Yes, some things are demonic. Like, I wholeheartedly am a person, I'm very like sensitive to energy and shit. Like I believe in spirits and supernatural and all that kind of shit. I very much do. I don't fuck with like I don't want to. I'm interested in like voodoo and just like the culture around it, but I don't want to practice.
Right.
I don't need nobody putting a root on me. No, ma'am. I'm respectful with it. I'm curious, but I ain't about to be not too much. I'm not about to be dibbling dabbling.
Right.
No, ma'am.
Like, I ain't gonna go see that lady myself, but I'll listen to your story about you going to go see that lady.
Now I might go see that lady, but I won't be practicing. She ain't about to teach me. No, just tell me what I need to know. I'm just here to get the information. But I think
those two different ladies.
A lot of the themes are, of course, rooted into, especially during slavery or right after slavery, a lot of that is, there's a lot of African culture still very prevalent. So a lot of the themes in the movie they're just history. It's like, obviously not to the extreme, but what the vampires represent, like all of this is symbolism. Some things are very much true. They're like, people believed in witch doctors and all of these kinds of different things. They very much did exist and still very much do exist to this day. So, with people doing their think pieces and like, oh, this was demonic and this shouldn't be this and this. It's like, baby, this is actually, some things are rooted in reality. It actually happened. Like, you could see it or just don't. Or pray before you go. If you feel like it's just too much and pray before you go.
Or you could just not go.
That'd be the thing, because I was seeing a lot of things, and now I'll just be scrolling past it, of people like complaining about the movie, like, oh, this shouldn't be in theaters and this is too much. It's like, or you could have just not saw it. sometimes we do have to do our Googles and our research before we enter things. If that's not something that you're into, then don't do it.
Yeah, if you're somebody who's going to be sensitive to things like that, then you should never even go to a movie or anything without knowing what you're about to consume.
Yeah. And I'm very much so a protect your energy, protect your peace kind of person. If you feel like it's not something for you, then just don't do it. However, music and quote unquote demonic energy in Black culture, well, yes, Black African culture, especially during slavery, right after slavery, all of those things were heavily prevalent. Like, how many times have we seen or heard people like, oh, that's the devil's music, you like stay away? Or you have like very religious families and you have that one kid that wants to be a musician and it's like, oh, that's the devil's work, don't do it. Like, that's like, they didn't pull that shit out of nowhere. That is very prevalent, and that's a main point of the storyline. Like, it all connects into our existence as Black. So, but yeah, I implore you to see it, and I know you're gonna be, the thoughts will be thunk when you see it.
I'm already thinking. I ain't even see it yet. So I'm like, because this is just something very interesting to me. Even like, for example, like New Orleans culture with, you remember American Horror Story, The Coven?
Yes.
All that shit.
No, that was my shit.
Like, yeah, I'm very intrigued by those things. A little scared sometimes, but interested. So yeah, more will be revealed. I'll let you know.
Yes, so let me know. And then other thing in the TikTok streets. Actually, give me a random question, and then we will get into the TikTok streets.
So you know how one thing I hate is a liar, but I realize I do lie a little bit. But I'm not the type of liar that lies unprovoked. I'm more so like I withhold information type of lie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I guess my question of the day is, do you feel as though it's okay to lie or withhold information to, I guess, spare people's feelings?
This is yes and no. I feel like it's very, very layered. I do believe in having to be honest with people, even when it's one of those things like, you know, it's going to hurt their feelings, but I kind of have to say it. And that's one of the things I've learned is the delivery. You got to sweeten your delivery for Todd. Okay, you have to sweeten the delivery for Todd. Got to sweeten it. But
to me, I'm not gonna lie. It depends on a person. Like, if it's somebody where I know this conversation is gonna go nowhere fast, and I truly don't even, not saying, oh, I don't care about you, but it's like I don't even care enough to have the conversation because I already know what you're gonna do, and you're not gonna listen.
In those situations, yes, I'm just gonna avoid that. I'm just gonna avoid that conversation completely. I don't have to omit the truth because I'm not having this conversation. So in certain instances where I know if I'm talking to a person and the conversation is going to go absolutely nowhere, I'm not about to stress myself out and waste my time doing that. No, we're just not going to have the conversation, period. But for other people that you can have honest conversations with, I feel like you should be honest.
Yeah.
Like, be honest. Don't lie.
I'm trying to think of a good example of this, right? Like, for example, if we're going somewhere and a friend is like, should I wear this outfit or that outfit? And you don't like either outfit, but you pick one of the options, right? And they're like, oh, no, I don't want to wear this one. That's when I'm just like, you know what? You asked me a question, I answered the question, and I could really sit here right now and tell you that outfit is literally hideous. But if I do that, then that's going to be a whole nother situation, and you're going to be all upset, and it's going to ruin the day. So it's like, if you want to go out looking how you look, who am I to tell you otherwise?
Oh, yeah. Like, in that case, like, if I tell you no the first time and you still go ahead with it, okay. And that's why I always say, you asking me my opinion, I'm giving it to you, but you can do whatever you want at the end of the day. I don't care.
And I feel like I'm that way when it comes to with most conversations. Like, even when I'm talking to people about like dating or just different situations that they might be going through, obviously I'm going to ask them, like, do you want my honest opinion or you just want, like, to chat? And if they want the honest opinion, I'm just going to say what it is. Most of the time it's not in their favor.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes that comes off as like not being a girl's girl, but like we said the last time or 2 episodes ago, it has to get to a point where we just stop saying exactly and actually tell these friends of ours, yeah, no, you're
yeah. If you come to me and you ask for the information, I approach it like this. If you come to me specifically and ask me, you already know how I give it up. So I shouldn't have to change my delivery, or I'm not sweetening my delivery for Todd because you asked me specifically. So I'm gonna give it to you how I normally would. Now, if it's like a sensitive thing, like sometimes, like if it comes to like outfits and stuff, I've been told like I'd be like, if you ask me, I'm like, no, I don't like that. Some people don't like that. So it's like, fine. I'm like, I try to no, but you can give a suggestion unless it's just like butt ugly and I can't find a solution. But if it's like one of those things I can give you a solution, I'll just give you the solution.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't like that top and those bottoms, but if you wore that top with this kind of bottom, it would look better. Cool. There you go. Same thing. I still told you I didn't like it, but I gave you help.
Yeah.
And then you could take it or leave it. If you don't, if you leave it, then okay, it is what it is. Now, if you come to ask me about like some serious like advice, don't ask me shit that you don't want me to give you an answer to. Don't ask me specifically. I'm not your girl. I'm not your girl for that. Because I don't want to feel like I'm lying. I don't want to feel like I'm sugarcoating it. I want to just be able to tell you exactly how I think and exactly how I feel about it and it be received well. Because one, I'm never, if there's a kind of like relationship or situation, I'm never coming at you negatively. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I know people, especially like the people that I would have such a, I don't know, maybe a vulnerable conversation with. I know them. So I would never walk into the situation being like, this person's hating on me or this person is trying to be mean. Like, I know they're not a mean person. I know they're not coming from a malicious place. Sometimes it's just what you need to hear. So I'm just going to have to hear it.
But sometimes I don't even feel like that matters because honestly, especially with women, I hate to say it, but a lot of women say like, oh, I just want the truth. I just want the truth. And they literally cannot handle the truth. Like they learn the truth about something or have a real conversation about something, and then they spin it around and then now it's a whole nother thing. So it's like, I can understand depending on the type of personality or person that you are. If I'm going to tell you the truth and all you're going to do is turn around and gaslight me and play victim, why do I even care to have this conversation with you?
Yeah. And then you got to kind of just be like, okay, I just don't have those kinds of conversations with you because I know where this is about to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Or sometimes that's the one when you ask, okay, what are we doing here? Do you want me to respond or you want me to just let you go? Just go. Because I can do both, but I'm only going to do what you asked me.
Yeah.
Now, if you say, I'm good, I can handle it. Okay. You asked for it.
Okay.
So here we go. We locked and loaded and we firing off.
It is so hard sometimes.
Because
I have to be mindful of my tone and delivery, then the word choice that I'm using, then the reaction of it. Sometimes for me, it's just too much. So I'd rather just not.
Yeah.
Because I already know where this is going to go.
And those kinds of conversations with those kinds of people, you just like, you know what? We're not even going to engage in this. Let's change the subject.
So although
we've done this dance too many times. And I know you say you can, but you really can't. So.
And you showed me time and time again
that you can't. So I'm not about to, why are we about to get into a fight about something that's avoidable? And then we just, let's just avoid it.
I would say I'm not an intentional liar or information withholder. I just like to protect my peace.
Yeah. I wouldn't classify that as a lie.
Okay.
It's just, we're just not going to have this conversation. I'm not lying. We just ain't going to have a conversation. But I don't think it's necessarily lying. I think it's just with certain people, you could be transparent with them. And with certain people, you can't.
Yeah.
And that's just it.
Yeah. And I feel like the older I get, the more I've been adopting the just shut the fuck up method.
Yeah.
And you can attest to that. So it's not easy for me, but it has allowed me to protect my peace. Because sometimes people know when they on bullshit. You don't even have to say it. They know it.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's not do it. Let's just not, because the only person that's going to be upset when this is over is me. So why am I volunteering to make myself upset? Fuck no. Fuck ass no. Not doing it.
Okay. Well, yep. That was my kind of question of the day.
Okay. So I know you've seen Nursegate.
Yes, I have.
I know you've seen Nursegate. And when I see stuff like this, it truly makes me, like, my first question is in my mind is like, why do we take up so much space in other people's minds? We as in Black people. We as in Black women, why do we take up so much space in other people's minds? It is so like, I feel like it needs to be studied because we don't give a fuck about nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And what they got going on, what they wearing, what they doing. But when it comes to us, everybody got something to say. And it's just like, it gives you hate us because you ain't us. Or like you just want to control what we do so fucking bad because we don't give a shit.
But hold on. The person that started the whole conversation about the whole nurse gate thing, is she one of us?
She's brown, but I don't think she's not black brown. But it's just like, oh, you really think you different. Okay. But it was just like, even in her video, outside of just like the lashes and like people wearing makeup as nurses is ghetto, since the fuck when? I've had doctors that wear makeup. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you look damn good. Okay, great. You look good. So I've never been like, oh, this nurse is unprofessional. She has lashes on. Girl, what? But when she started talking about how, like, I think this video just highlighted so much blatant racism.
Yeah.
And when she was just like alluding to like Black nurses cheating on, like through their programs and just not being qualified, not being smart enough, like there's no gatekeeping. We're gatekeeping nursing.
First
that
of
the
all,
math and science portion of the exam should be harder because that's the gatekeeping into nursing because many people aren't good at math and science. Who is many people?
but my thing is, don't we have a shortage of nurses? What? Who's gatekeeping?
It's just gatekeeping what? And it's just like, you're just showing that one, you have a bias as a person, which means I know you have bias as a nurse. You the kind of bitch that shouldn't be in the medical profession. You go look in the mirror, babes, because you worried about people wearing lashes or that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, I guarantee you, when you have Black patients, that you're operating with a bias. You're not giving them the best possible care that you would give the whites or anybody that's not Black, that you deem to be lower than you. You don't treat them with the same level of care. And that's a very big issue.
But even with that, okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, NurseGate, pretty much another TikTok topic. This nurse gets up there and says that she says a whole host of things, but she said how women coming to work with makeup, lashes, blase schwaze is unprofessional. And a lot of the things that she was listing were things that typically Black women, women of color would do. Like, you know, have your nails done, wear your lash extensions, all these different things that I'm not saying white women or others don't do it, because they definitely do. But so that's where NurseGate is coming from. And I just really feel like it's rooted in self-hate. Like, girl, you hate yourself and you hate Black people. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe you went through a traumatic phase in your life where you weren't accepted by people in your community, or you were bullied by somebody, white people, non-Black people, because of who or what you are. So now you done turned around, whatever. But it's definitely given like you hate yourself. Because why do you even give a fuck?
Exactly. Like, as a person that has, when I did go into office, you know, I would go into the office done up. I got up earlier to put myself together the way that I like, do my hair, do my makeup. That's what I like. That's how I like to present myself. So even though I worked an office job, it's nothing unprofessional about it. But you'll have some people that don't put lotion on their face and they just show up to work.
But I think
okay,
having an office job and being like in a hospital or a nurse or whatever is different, because obviously you're doing a lot more, not always, but sometimes more work with your hands or this or that. So it's like,
well, yeah,
yes,
I can understand why
think
they can't wear like extensions or like where you can't have long nails. Or like, cool,
Right.
They get the little RN nails. They be a tip on there that ain't but a second big.
So I do understand certain things, but it's like, it just comes off that you think because you're someone providing a service of care to others that you're supposed to be not focused on your looks or unkept. Just how people perceive mothers and women, like, you should be worried about your kids and this, that, and the third. So why are you going and spending this money getting your hair done or doing this and doing that? Self-care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we talk about self-care, but if somebody deems how they look is a part of their self-care, or how they present a part of their like mental health and wellness, then that should be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think it's more so just like trying to control what other people are doing. Now, I can understand things that are put in place for safety or cleanliness reasons. Like obviously if you're a nurse, doctor, whatever, you have to use your hands a lot. You got to make sure your hands are extremely clean all the time. So yes, having long nails in itself, it comes with you have to take an extra level of hygiene. Like in my bathrooms, I have little scrub brushes so I can clean under my nails. I'm not going to not have nails, but I'm just going to keep them clean. When I wash my hands, I use it so I can make sure that up under my nails, there's nothing under there, that they're clean. Right. And that's fine. And I understand you got to have short nails. You're drawing somebody's blood. Y'all doing all these different things. Long nails just ain't, it's not practical. Now, lashes have nothing to do with that.
Like, was it going to impair your vision?
Yeah, like you can see just fine your good natural lashes shed, hair sheds. So it's not even like they could shed and they could do all of these things. Girl, put some little fucking goggles on or something. There's ways to get around it. But it's just like, I'm so sick of the conversation surrounding professionalism. And when it comes to Black women, it's always a problem. Always. It's like, no matter what we do, if we came to work with no fucking makeup on, it'd be a problem. You come to work with a full beat, it's a problem.
You come with your natural hair, it's a problem.
You come with your natural hair, it's a problem. You got colored hair, it's a problem. Like, oh, we need to have natural colors only. It's like, come on, dog. How many times y'all gonna keep moving the fucking goalposts?
Yeah.
And to really prop your camera up and to sit and really have this conversation and thinking that it was going to go over well, or like that it was going to be an abundance of agreements with you, I'm just so fucking lost. Like, who do you be having these conversations with? Because you got this shit from somewhere.
Because why did you feel comfortable enough to even say this out loud?
To even say this out loud, to insinuate the things that you're insinuating. Like, just because you have on lashes does not equate to you being unprofessional. Just because you're Black doesn't make you less smart than anyone. Like, and people in the medical profession, y'all aren't beating the allegations either that we get treated shittily. And that's not even a word, but you know what I mean. Medical professionals, we're already prejudged before we come in there. You're doing it yourself with the people that you fucking work with, because I guarantee you work alongside Black nurses. So in your mind, when you're dealing with like, this bitch is incompetent. Look at her lashes. She can't even do her fucking job. She probably doesn't know math and science. I'm better than her because I don't have any makeup on. Yeah, bitch, your face looks like a fucking egg. You should use some.
Now, I do want to play devil's advocate a little bit. Not for the nurse, but in general when it comes to professionalism and how we look, right? Hate to say it, but if I walk into a certain office or a certain business and I see somebody with the lashes that you could, like, that you look like you about to fly away, you know, the lash extensions, like the girls be laying down, like the E-cane, like those
girls
lashes.
Be laying down.
They be laying down and they be coming up looking like birds. Them types of lashes. No, yes. I just feel like, I don't want to say unprofessional, but it gives your line of work is something else. So like, I don't know. I do think that at the end of the day, I don't know if that's just me being in corporate for so long, but I do think that there are certain things that just are not for a professional setting. But lashes, period, no. But certain styles, yeah.
Yeah, I think certain styles of lashes are just ugly.
Okay, yeah. And they look ghetto. I'm sorry. They look a mess.
They look ugly. However, we are old enough that we're from the era of 25 millimeter lashes. When that was you couldn't buy no lashes that weren't that fucking long. So everybody had them on and it was just like, this is normal. But as
we was wearing those, but we were wearing those in our 20s. You didn't see 30 and 40-year-old women walking around with them lashes on. Not women that had careers and jobs.
That's what I wore shit. I wore my shit to work. But
well, we were young. Like that's I'm saying grown ass women.
Yeah, but I think it's still kind of the same. I don't think it makes you any less professional. Like I had an office job. I had an office job even when I had to go and see people out in the field. I don't know. I think from my first job experience, like my internship, and that wasn't my first job experience, but my first like real situation at work where it was like where I felt like being Black was a problem. you have a problem just because I'm Black. There's nothing else going on. You just mad. That situation, I kind of just vowed to myself that I wasn't going to change myself to fit their standard of what I should do, what I should look like, because it's just like, this has nothing to do with my work. Over the top, it's my little bit of self-expression. I'm not going to shorten my nails. If it's not in the company policy, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not going out of my way to change myself, or, I'm not going out of my way to change myself to make you feel better. I'm just not fucking doing it.
And don't get me wrong, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, if we're being realistic, if I walk into a certain establishment and someone looks like they don't belong, like they're working at that establishment, like, I don't know, like, even with the whole colorful hair and the 30-inch this, that, and the third, like, you can do that, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be like, bitch, why the fuck you got that hair? I ain't going to say nothing, but I'm gonna think it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe because I have been a person that do all that shit.
I think that's just in human nature. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example.
Work and do exactly what the fuck I want to do. If I wear my hair, if my hair naturally was this long, would you say that? No, because I have worked with people that had extremely long hair, and I'm like, okay, so what's the difference of just because it came out of their scalp? If I have a sew-in, if I have a weave, it's still just pressed straight hair. It's neat. It's not a distraction to anyone.
I have a perfectly good example for you. If you go to Harper School for a parent-teacher conference, her teacher has, like, let's say she looks like an Instagram girl. She has skin-tight dress on. She has, the lashes. She has this. She has that. You're going to be like, you might not say nothing, but in your mind, you're not going to sit here and be like, now, why the fuck she a teacher and she doing all that?
Probably only it would the clothing.
Right. So, I mean, that's all the same thing.
The clothing would only be the thing. If it's now, it's just like
we've seen those posts of those teachers wearing the
recon dress at work. That's different. Like certain things, like I wouldn't wear a crop top at work. That's just not business casual or professional clothing. So yeah, but if you have your lashes done, if you have your, I'm not thinking about that shit.
Or even how the conversation of the girls who dress like quote unquote office sirens were getting fired and all this other stuff. It's the same thing. It's just
what the hell is an office siren?
Basically, you go to work being dressed like trying to give sex appeal and skin tight up clothes and office siren clothes, like like trying to be the bad bitch at the office, but it's borderline inappropriate outfits, but it's not enough for you to be like, let me Google so I can show you. Like certain things, it's you're not going to wear a skin tight jumpsuit, especially if you have a certain body type. Like you're not going to wear that to work. Let me see.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not wearing.
Yeah, so I think it's all the same thing. Like lashes and whatever, that's very minuscule, but overall, I do think how you present, depending on your occupation or your place of work, does matter. Like I'm not going to go to work wearing certain outfits that I would wear on the weekend.
Yeah, but I think everything is good in some kind of moderation. Like my attire at work has been a discussion before, and I'm just like, and part of my response to them was just like, well, I can't help how I'm shaped. Certain things, it's like, babe, I can't do nothing about that. I also can't do nothing about if anybody else is looking. What is that? Okay.
Office siren.
No.
If a teacher shows up at your child's school wearing this, you'd be pissed. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, your skirt will be longer because if you bend over 1 second, your ass is out. Yes. So yes, certain things, like obviously you have to take into consideration what it is that you do all day. If you can't cough without your coochie lips falling out, then yeah, you shouldn't wear that. I don't think you should wear that no matter where you're going. You shouldn't wear that.
Like you're showing midriff. You have.
Oh, I can't see that far back.
Okay, can you see now?
Okay, so I can see like the shirt would be the only thing I would have a problem with. The rest, and exactly. I also have a problem. I also have a problem with the shirt because the shirt is too small and it's gaped open. Like I can literally see your titties in between your shirt. So yes, that obviously is inappropriate because I can see through your clothing. Wearing a mesh shirt where I can see through your clothing would be like, no ma'am.
And your cleavage is out. Like, why do you need to have your cleavage out? Why are you wearing a crop top to work?
Yeah, crop top to work. Now, if the skirt kind of went up a little bit to cover that stomach part, I wouldn't care.
All right. But it's like you're doing just enough so that nobody really says anything to you, but it's also kind of like you know what you're doing. Like, you're dressing a certain type of way, whether that's your style or whatever. I just think that, like, I don't know. I just would never. But I think how you present, depending on your profession, I do think makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes a difference. And I'm of course, like, for being professional, but I'm also for doing things to a point. Because I feel like, and from experience, a lot of times people will say something to you that's not really rooted in anything real. Like, if you're upset. So prime example, when I got written up for work, it was when I worked at Enterprise and I had to go to I didn't actually get written up, but I had a conversation with HR about it. So I had to go to one of my branch locations, and at the branch locations, they have to dress differently than we do in admin. So one of the women complained because at the branch, like, they had to dress up. I didn't. I could be a little bit more, they had to be business professional, whereas I could be business casual, sitting in my office. So I had to visit their location one day, and it was hot in Georgia. I'm not coming in here wearing no fucking 3-piece suit. Bitch, it's hot. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. Why? I just work in a counter, hoe. I don't even want to be at your location no damn way. So I come into the location and I have on, you know exactly these pants. The pants that they used to sell at H&M, the little work slacks that zipped up on the side. Those. I had on that, and just like a regular, just like satin little office top. I had on navy pants, satin little office top, and little like flats, because I was moving around all day. That is what I had on. She complained to HR because she said that for my position, I wasn't professional enough. And she didn't feel like it was appropriate for me to have come in the branch dressed that way. And I'm like, excuse me? Dressed what way? Just because you have to wear a suit, I don't have to do the same thing. And I'm not going to. I'm like, for that to even have been a conversation gave jealous, because there was nothing wrong with my outfit. Mind you, the day that I went out, I was with the vice president of our entire region the whole day. So if the VP, nothing was said. Complimented my outfit and everything. Nothing was said. So for the fact that I had to sit through a meeting with HR about what I was wearing, it's like, are we fucking kidding me here? Like, are we serious? Are we really very serious right now? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's very much a hard line. Of course, the woman who complained was a white woman. And I'm just like, okay. It don't matter how I showed up. Because she didn't personally feel like it was to her standard, she was going to complain. Yeah. And that's not my problem. And I find that it's difficult because it's like a very thin line, because I know that there are a lot of people who have had the exact same situations. And it's like, you're not going to force me to conform to what you want. I'm not dressed outside of company policy, and we're going to leave it as that. You are not the authority of nobody. If I'm not outside of company policy, and if I see HR, mind you, I was an admin, and I walk past HR every single morning. If HR not stopping me, I'm gonna keep going on minding my motherfucking business. All these other people finding things to complain about, I'm not conforming to that. You're not gonna make me feel bad about the way that I'm dressed or less about myself to make me change it, because I already been there and done that, and I won't be going back there again. And that shit really fucking blew me. Like, I was heated. I started to call that fucking branch. And I said, you know what? No, then it's really going to be an issue with HR. Because now I'm harassing her because I'm calling your branch. Like, what was that? What's your problem?
Yeah. And I think something like that is I think all of these things are situational, but yeah, definitely situational. Like that, you're wearing slacks and a silk top. That's not inappropriate.
That's very regular office attire. But, you know, it's like, it could be, I hate when you do your makeup and your nose start running. It could be one of those things just like, oh, well, I feel it to be that way, but someone else doesn't. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not in company policy, I'm not doing it, because everything is subjective. But I also want to know, from like an HR standpoint, how do they go about training people in HR to handle those things? Like, what would you deem as inappropriate? Or is this now a case-by-case basis? That
everything's always a case-by-case basis. Like, sure, you have your employee handbook and different policy and procedures, but realistically, everything's a case-by-case. You're wearing, okay, for example,
meaning more so, like in y'all department. So let's say you have you and 2 other women are all in HR. If you saw me, you didn't have a problem. You're like, oh no, it's fine, nice outfit. The other lady saw me, nice outfit, didn't have a problem. But the third lady was like, no, that's inappropriate, that's a problem. It's like, so okay, so where's the gauge for as the professionals in HR to say, okay, this is where we draw the line.
So
like that.
Of course, there's a hierarchy within HR. So like, let's say the HR director was the one who had an issue with your outfit, but me as the HR coordinator is like, you're fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with her outfit. There's not much I could say or do. I can go back and forth with her about it, but if she wants to sit you down, that's like me telling my boss what she should and shouldn't do. I could say what my opinion is all I want to, but if she feels like you're out of whatever, and that's when it comes,
everybody kind of just gotta go with it.
You gotta eat it. You know what I mean? Now, if it comes to actually writing you up, then I feel like most HR professionals, if you care about employee relations, then you would take it upon yourself to be like, okay, these are the rules and regulations that we set aside for employees. So if you feel like this is not, if you feel like she broke something or the dress code was whatever, then where here does it say that? If you're going to be putting stuff in writing, somebody could talk to you all they want to, but if it ain't in writing, who cares?
Right. Yeah. And I think that sometimes that's just my concern with it is you have people who like to power trip. Just because they're in a position of authority, if there's no gauge, no baseline, nobody that can check them, and it's just like whatever they says goes, it kind of is just like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. It's like
but
anybody
you can also
can make some shit
HR.
up.
HR got somebody they got to answer to too. So realistically, it just really depends on the structure of the business. Like, prime example, when I used to work at that old place I worked at, sure, HR had direct people that they had to answer to, but those direct people could give a damn less about HR and any of those matters, or even employee relations. So you can go and complain to them, but until it affects them, they don't care. So it really is like sometimes, and that's why the environment and culture of your job or workplace matter. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that I learned. Like, I would never stay somewhere where people just simply don't respect other people just because they have a job title.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of just the hard part is, even though there's supposed to be a checks and balance in place, the people who are supposed to be the checks and balancers got to give a fuck about it.
Exactly. And if they don't,
everybody's just fucking screwed. It's like you could come and complain all day long. I could come in here with a brown paper bag and you be like, don't like it. I could come in here with a leather dress on, don't like it. It's like, girl, you just making shit up. And sometimes it just be like, bitch, you just wish that you could do it.
You hate me because you ain't me.
You hate me because you ain't me, boo. But yeah, it's just that whole conversation and conversations like that really just piss me off, because people just be showing their blatant racism, and I'll just be like, how you think that this shit don't apply to you? I don't understand. But it's like, when will we fucking learn to just drink a water and mind our fucking business?
We won't. And guess what? That's just life and human nature. I really feel like in general, people are always going to have something to complain about just because. Like, just because. They need something to talk about. They need something to make themselves feel better about sometimes. And I've just come to the conclusion that a lot of people in this world are truly just miserable. Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, truly.
Because I've never gave that much of a fuck.
Ever. Never. Like,
maybe because I'm always the one in trouble, but
for
I just
me,
don't
it's
care.
Just never like that. It's just more like, if I don't like it, there's a difference between not liking something and something being offensive and inappropriate. Like, one time at my old job, pretty much. So certain people, once COVID happened, we got rid of like professional dress, right? Like, you could dress business casual, or you could dress like every day's Friday. You know what I mean? Because the only people that would be seeing you were people you work with every day, clients or whoever. They're not going to see you. So kind of is what it is. So t-shirts and things are fine. You can wear a sports t-shirt, but you can't wear like certain graphic t-shirts. You know what I mean? Like, if your t-shirt had Atlanta Falcons all over it, you could wear it.
But I can't wear my middle finger t-shirt to work.
Right. Or if you had like Snoop Dogg or Tupac on your shirt, you can't wear that. You see what I'm saying?
Now, if it's just a picture of Snoop Dogg, now if it's a doggy style cover, I understand. Got it. Cool.
That's what I'm saying. It's all like semantics. Somebody might see it and be like, why the hell are you wearing that to work? But it might not be offensive or inappropriate, so they won't say nothing. But it takes one person, especially if you work with old people, they be offended by everything.
Oh, they be so mad. Oh, they be upset.
Like, people, they will come to work wearing 3-piece suits for the rest of their freaking life and think everybody else should too. Why? Like, you look like you're going to a funeral.
Every day.
Like, please.
Every day is a repass. Every day.
Every day. So I think everything is just subjective and semantics, really.
Yeah. I mean, I've also had a boss who came to work with wet conditioner in her hair tell me that I wasn't professional.
What?
Yeah, and bleach stains on her sweater. I was like, bitch, you got the nerve to talk about me?
And look at you.
And look at you. And she was one of those people, I would just get up and walk out her office. Like, girl, shut the fuck up.
But I also feel like culturally, some people really just can't dress. I feel like for me, it's offensive when
she was one of us too. She was black.
Yeah. But you know what else is offensive to me? Like, if you're a smoker and you come to work smelling like a freaking pack of Newports or whatever you smoke, vape, hookah, whatever, I don't know. If you come to work smelling like that, it's offensive to me because it gives you don't wash your clothes or your hands or your hair, especially if you're white. Like, you stink. You smell like coffee and cigarettes. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
We have people like that, but it's just like, they smoking all day. So it's like, you came to work smelling like cigarettes. You smoked in your car. You hotboxed your fucking car on your way to work today. So you smell like cigarettes and you just smell like cigarettes all day.
Like, that's offensive. My nose hurts.
Yeah. But you know what? I think those not in the company handbooks because when the company handbooks was probably written, everybody used to smoke in the office. So nobody found it offensive.
Girl, your company handbook should be updated at least every 3 years.
Girl, I was at Enterprise in 2015 and the handbook still said you had to wear pantyhose.
Girl, they need to be written up. What the fuck?
White and blue collared shirts, button-up collared shirts only. White and blue only. And women had to wear pantyhose.
They need to be written up. Because my thing, that alone, I would have been like, it says we're supposed to be wearing this. Nobody does that. So you can't write me up for nothing because clearly you haven't updated your policy and procedure handbook. So.
They finally took it away in the ripe year of 2016. I said, this is some bullshit. I wasn't never doing it. Because
like for all that.
Coming in there, interviewing, nose ring in. You know, I got a tattoo on my ankle all out. And I got hired with the nose piercing. And then one magical day, my boss came to my desk and was like, you have to take that out. I was like, what? You need this little dot on my face?
Like, no.
It just be the nitpicking. I hate it. So much.
I think there's a fine line between being inappropriate at work and your supervisor, manager, whoever, just nitpicking just because. And like, guess what? At the end of the day,
sit at home.
All these things suck, but we all need jobs. And this is what happens when you have a job and work in corporate. Sometimes your supervisors, bosses, managers, whoever the fuck are literally dickheads, like literal dickheads. So you can either just deal with it, go get a new job, or just, I don't know. But that's life. And there's nothing that we're ever going to do to change it because everyone's perception is always going to be whatever it is. And even with having like a black I've never had a black supervisor, but from what I hear, when it's a black woman, sometimes she's even more critical than a Karen's. So I don't know.
Even more critical.
So it's like representation. Does that even matter in the workplace? I don't know. It's all semantics.
I just want everybody just mind their fucking business. Like, if I can't see through it, if you could pick up a pin off the floor and I'm not gonna see your ass, child, I don't give a fuck. We don't see nobody. Girl, I could give a fuck less. Most people don't see anyone at work. They're just at their fucking desk. Yeah. Half the time, I'm sitting here with my shoes off because y'all can't even see my feet. You have no clue what I got going on over here.
Yeah.
Slippers under my desk. Mind your fucking business.
If the person's not being offensive, purposefully offensive at that, let people do as they please.
Let it go, Elsa. Yeah. I feel like we did our makeup quick today. You did it even faster. Because I can't talk and blend at the same time. I just can't do it.
Honestly, I really didn't even do much. That's probably why I didn't really do an eyeshadow look. I'm just so lazy. And my skin is going through it. So I'm like, let me just do a good enough base.
Little as possible.
And
Well, I can't tell. You look great. Yeah. You look fabulous.
Well, there goes what? Episode 64.
64. Just a little quick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.